Hey guys, we're in day 20 of the Star Jump Challenge, our second to last day. Thank you guys so much for all of your support for getting these jump ropes. Tomorrow is the very last day that you can grab one of these, that you can be a part of the challenge, that you can sign up, donate, register. So please be sure to do that. And you can always go back through all of the sessions that I've posted so far because they will always be living on my channel. So don't worry if you haven't been able to keep up every single day along this whole challenge. I just thank you guys so much for all of your support along the way. Today's session, we're going to be doing a tutorial of the full turn. We're going to do two types. We're going to going from jumping forwards to finishing forwards, and then jumping backwards to finishing backwards. So it might get a little bit tricky when we start switching up that direction, but since you guys were doing so well with the 180 direction change, I really wanted to introduce you guys to the full turns before we finish out this challenge. So this is what the full turn is going to look like. So you jump forwards, you spin in a circle, and then you keep jumping. And this is really such a nice skill because there's such a flow to it. You can continue that rope momentum. You can continue that ability to kind of not ever even have to stop the rope. You have a nice flow with it. And this is really a great way to start connecting different types of jump rope skills. So we're going jumping forwards, spinning around to jumping forwards, and then also jumping backwards to spinning around and jumping backwards. And they're kind of just the reverse of one another. So let's start with the forwards full turn. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a jump forwards and let the rope fall to the front. This should feel really familiar because we did the same thing with the 180. We still do that turn with the rope down like we did with the 180, but this time instead of stopping and then jumping the rope backwards, we're gonna make sure that the rope stays in this front half of our body the whole time. So we never are gonna swing that rope behind our head. We never really want that action to happen. So we take that jump, the rope falls to the front. From here, we spin around, face the back. Our rope is going up, but we're not gonna jump it backwards. We just keep spinning to the front as our rope is coming up. So when we're facing the back, our rope is coming up, we spin to the front, and now we're ready to jump our rope. So that might have been a little bit complicated, but I'm gonna kind of walk through it again. So let me face so you guys see me this time. So we jump to the front and the rope comes in front of us. Let's go ahead and go to the right. So the rope is down. Now we're facing the back. The rope is on its way up, and we're gonna just keep that momentum up, and now it comes back down to the front. So we kind of make this scoop on the first half, which is what you guys did in that 180. And then you also remember from the 180 that we did that arc with our arms coming over. So all that we're doing is just eliminating that backwards jump. We just don't stop to then bring our swing backwards. We just keep that rope up in front of us the whole time. So that will be your forwards full turn. So we go down to up and back down, making sure that the rope is keeping this flow the whole time of going down, back up, and then we're ready to go right into that forwards jump. So it's really similar to that 180, the Mad Dog. The 360 actually is what it's most similar to. And then you want to make sure that you go the other way. So make sure you're jumping forward, the rope is coming down, we're spinning now to the left, down, back up, around, and that is your full turn. So try to get so that you're running smoothly into those full turns. Do them a few times each side. Make sure they're feeling good. And then we're gonna go into reversing the direction of our rope. So now instead of going from scooping with our arms down to then making the arc with our arms up, it's just gonna be the opposite. So when we're starting from a backwards jump, our ropes are already going up. So our arms are already giving that momentum going upward. So now it's just like doing the second half of that 180. So we do that spin with the arc first. The rope is now coming down. We're gonna skip doing that forwards jump. So we skip that middle section. Our arms are now down as we approach the front, and then we jump backwards. So it's really the reverse. So we start from backwards jump. Ropes are in front of us, and they come up, down, and now into that backwards jump. So if you start jumping backwards, make sure that you finish jumping backwards. And then for the forwards, it's the other way. If you start jumping forwards, you should be finishing jumping forwards. A lot of times people will almost get the skill. Let's say we're going from the forward jump, they'll get here, and then they'll switch the direction of the rope. That's what we want to avoid. That same thing happens on the backwards one. They're coming here, and then they're ready to now jump over. They stall the rope and jump forwards. So we want to make sure that we're starting from backwards, finishing to backwards, starting from forwards, finishing to forwards. And then this is what that backwards one looks like. So backwards, the rope comes up, down, backwards, up, down, backwards. So go through each of those skills a few times. Probably will get a little bit wires crossed as you go along, but it's a really nice brain teaser as well to get into the ability to do skills where you can move, you can spin around, you can travel some distances and continue jumping without ever stopping the flow of your rope. It's a really nice beginner's direction change skill. So have a lot of fun with it. Thank you guys so much for being here, for joining me today, and happy jumping.